Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is John and Jenna with Flippin' Ain't Easy. And hopefully you guys have had an excellent weekend. Actually, happy Martin Luther Day and happy Martin Luther Day weekend, which means no shipping today. So if you're waiting for your carrier, we won't have an interruption today with our mailman because he's off.
But we will with FedEx.
We will with FedEx, but we don't have anything for FedEx,
No.
do we? Yeah, a lot of packages on the smaller side, and I'm good with that. So
I'm totally good with that.
good sales weekend, and if you watched the video I put out today, it will kind of tell you what I've been thinking about and what we're kind of going to touch on this video as it relates to your sales. But I think the question we have to ask before we get into the numbers is this. I mean, what good is the data if we don't trust eBay? And so the question that I have for you guys is, and this is probably a good idea, I should have set this up before the live, is do you as a seller trust eBay? Now, I think we need to take a second here and say that I think a lot of folks back in 2019, 2020, when the news of what eBay was doing to the Steiners, what they put them through because the Steiners had a difference of opinion, I think that hurt the trust right away. At least for me, it really caused me to go, wow, if they could do that to them, what can they do that to me? And what can they do internally to my store and things of that nature that's not, sending pig heads and stuff like that. So it kind of made me feel like, on a smaller level, they can do anything they want to us. But now my question is, I guess, is could it be that they've turned a leaf? Now, some would be like, no, hell no, they are what they are. I got the poll up if you guys want to get involved in the poll and at least give us your answer and how you feel about it. But look, at the end of the day, I'd like to think that the people they have in there right now are different people. They've learned their lesson. I'd like to think that they see what's happened, the prison sentences and the civil suit and all that. So I'd like to think that eBay has learned their lesson on that. So that's one level of trust. But now you go in and look at factors such as 2023. I believe it was the summer of 2023. eBay went in and announced, or they actually said something about how the traffic report wasn't quite right, and then we went and looked, and our impressions were down, but our views were up all of a sudden, which was didn't make any sense. So we're sitting here just trying to figure out, well, what does this all mean? And I think it led to a lot of people like myself saying, you know what? These stats don't mean a damn thing anyway, so I'm just going to focus on other things. So here we go. Josh and I jump into things like Krylov and PyKrylov and trying to figure out the Cassini algorithm, thinking that is the key to more sales. And while that is a huge part of it, I think to ignore the traffic reports is a huge, huge mistake. And I think, again, we're operating our businesses without an owner's manual. We don't, we're sitting, we just opened a new board game and we're trying to play the game and we're figuring it out because it didn't come with a rule book. And we've never seen this game before. Maybe, we've had it for a while and we've played it, but we've never knew the rules. So we play it the way we think it's supposed to be played. And we kind of are doing that right now. And so when we talk about things like, traffic, people kind of, I don't want to talk about traffic because they probably don't, really understand it all that well. And I have to admit, if you watch my video, I kind of go into saying I didn't know it all that well, to be honest with you. We didn't do a whole lot of videos on traffic over the last year and a half, 2 years, because again, I felt like it was unimportant. But we have to understand, and the more and more people say that our sales are being throttled, eBay has shut me off, this, that, the other thing. What are they throttling? What are they shutting off? Because I think we have to get out of the mindset of eBay having any control with sales versus control what their responsibility is, what they're here for, and that is to get your items exposure. So once they've given your item exposure, then that they've done their job. Now, of course, they need to maintain a site that is operational, which is another video altogether. But as far as getting your items seen is what we pay them for through our fees. Now, it was a day where you pay the same fees. Well, depending on the category, you pay the same fees as your competition, and it's all based on the total amount of sale. And that was it. No promoted fees or any other pay to play schemes that, they're doing right now. But times have changed, and we have to get out of the mindset where it's a fair playing field. It is not a fair playing field. Just like you see billboards of Coke when you drive down the street, the highway, but you don't see it for the off brands. Okay, it's not a fair playing field for those companies. How do you make it a fair playing field? You got to be willing to play with the big dogs, and that is, in some cases, not all, you have to promote. Now you have to. That's their job, is to figure out how to promote. And so we talk about the trust issue. Do we even trust that these reports are actually even valid? But I think at some point we have to just, if we're going to sell on the platform, we have to at least go with what information eBay is giving us. And what I ask myself is, why would eBay give me bad numbers to operate off of? Why would they give you bad numbers to operate with? I really do think that eBay is not a bad entity. I really do think that they're trying to run a company and make as much money as they can. And they are also trying to help us, without telling us, help us by giving us, our data. Now, the data, that's just it. So if I look at something like this is my traffic report over the last 30 days on my main account. Now, I can tell you this is it. This is my impressions. 1.1 million impressions over the last 30 days. So we're talking it's somewhere between 40 and 50,000 impressions per day. Good day is 50, bad day is sort of 35,000. So there's not a whole lot you can take from this. If your store is pretty much the same amount of items, then you can learn a lot more from this report. I can tell you this. Why is it that this report, now these are all the impressions, whether it's organic or promoted, organic being the dark blue, the promoted listings being the light blue, it's about a 35 to 65 split of people finding my items organically to promoted. But that's not really important to me. It's how many total impressions can I get? And if you look the last week, I show that I have increased my impressions by about 15%. And what did I do? There's two things that I've been doing. I've grown the store about 18%. So of course, every new item you add to your store is going to give you more impressions by default. And I added my coupon for the year around this time right here, about the 13th of January, or actually I think it was more like that evening, Monday evening. And it started to really show that Tuesday, and we've had good sales ever since. Today's not so great, but up until that point, we weren't doing all that great. And so it tells me that if by simply adding a coupon, a 10% coupon, public coupon, I've been able to add more impressions over the last week than I had before. And that is huge. And I don't care about the sales or results. We can't be results oriented. Yes, we want sales. We want money. I used to say, and I still say, my scoreboard is how much money is being put in my account. And that's true. That's going to tell me how well I'm doing at the end of the day, how well I'm doing. But I want to know how well my items are doing. And we can't, I can have a bad day, a 35,000 impression day, and still get a lot of sales. And vice versa. I can have a 50,000 impression day and have zero sales. I've seen it, and I've tried to figure it out. But it's because of one thing. It's variance, guys. Think about it. You sell 10 items with 50,000 impressions. How many of those are other sellers, by the way, clicking into our items that eBay's counting? Or not clicking, but your item showing up within a clickable range. That is the definition. By the way, I want to just make it clear, if we click on this here and go to impressions and we click on that, the definition is not something I've made up. The impression definition is the number of times links to your listings were shown to people searching on eBay, including as a result of being advertised during the selected time period. So it could be organic or it could be promoted. Now, an impression counts when a link to your listing appears on eBay and the buyer is one click away from your listing. Links may have been shown on a page but not viewed. That's important. So if your item's on the bottom of page 1 and the buyer is only scrolled down halfway, that's not an impression for your item. It's only an impression when there's a clickable link the buyer can click into that they can see, and you've been exposed and you now have an opportunity. You don't have an opportunity if you're on page 3 if the buyer doesn't go that far, even though it's part of that search query. So I just wanted to make that part of it clear. So I guess the takeaway from all this is every little thing we do on the platform, we need to do to get more people looking at our items, more impressions. So your goal is to build the number of impressions that you have to your listings. To sort of think about it is you have a shop in a mall and the mall has a little bit of foot traffic. Is there something you can do to get more foot traffic to walk by your store and possibly turn that into a view, aka walking into your store, and then a conversion? Oh, they see something they like and they buy it. And that is sort of our goal. And I think it's something that we need to spend more time thinking about instead of pushing it off as it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, the more opportunities you have to make a sale, the better chance you are to convert. And I just wanted to put it out like that. So the takeaway though is I think I have some notes here that I'm going on, but maybe you guys have some questions, so I don't want to dive any more deeper than I have. But just know every little thing you do, whether it is same day handling versus 3-day, free returns versus no returns. That's another video for another day I need to do because that's another thing. These are all things that can hurt or help your impressions. And if you're not doing all the things you can to get your item seen, you're not doing yourself much of a favor. Now, back on the other topic, though, that is, do you trust eBay? So far, it's almost a 50-50 split. 49% says yes, 51% says no. I'll leave the poll running for a while so that the folks that are rolling in can participate. But I think it starts there. I mean, if we have no trust in the platform, then this conversation is kind of moot. What does it matter if they give us all the information? What does it matter if they give us all the data if we don't trust the data? We don't trust their intentions to run a website that's going to give us an opportunity to make money. Now, I think the fallacy that a lot of people have is that eBay, has something against them or is, not allowing you to make sales. Now, there are glitches where buyers can't check out. That's a totally different thing. eBay has zero incentive to withhold your sale. They make no money when they block a sale. They make no money when someone clicks away off of eBay and goes over to another platform like Mercari, Poshmark, Etsy, you name it. They want to retain that buyer on the site to make that sale. So they're going to do what they can to help you make the sale. But I think sometimes if we look at our conversion rate, sometimes we're not doing what we can to convert the sale. Well, I'm just a guy that's sitting here listing items and buying and listing items. What can I do to help my sales on something I can't control? Your listing is something you can control 100%. How it looks, how many photos, the title. Talk about it every week, it seems like. The price, maybe you want too much money for your stuff. And how about this? How about your no returns policy is scaring people away because they're like, what the hell does this person have to hide that they can't stand behind their item? No thanks. I'll find another item. Okay. We sometimes are responsible for our own lack of sales because we can't convert the sale to begin with. And that data that I showed you is going to give you an unlock maybe the answer to why you're not making as many sales as you'd like. So there you go. Hopefully that kind of clarifies. And I had a lot of people today that were, commenting on the video, making a lot of good points. And I kind of felt really fired up that, you know what, maybe we're on to something here. Just based on some of the comments, I was really sort of excited about the next comment and replying to that. And so far, so good. What do you think about all this, by the way? You're just sitting here like you're bored as hell.
Well, I think impressions do play a role. Gives you an idea of what your store is doing. Do I trust eBay? Overall, for the most part, yes. There are some things that I don't trust about eBay. But
here's a good thing about eBay. They've never missed a payment. They've never missed a payment.
That's the only reason I hesitate to say that I don't trust them, because we always get a paycheck.
Here's the problem that also sellers have. They hold their own issues that they've created against eBay. So eBay punishes you and doesn't allow you to be top rated when you don't meet their standards. Well, that's not eBay's fault. That's your fault. You allow return requests to go unanswered, and eBay refunds the buyer on your behalf. They hold it against you as a defect. That isn't eBay's fault. That's your fault. You have to have your, you don't get notifications on your computer, and you need to have the app. You need to figure it out. And so, again, the more you want this to work by, doing all the things that we talk about, the better chance you are to have success. And if you just kind of wing it and don't give a rat's about your, performance, then that's kind of the results you're going to get. And it's not eBay's fault. You can't count that against eBay because your competition is outworking you. And so you got to want it bad enough to be able to make this thing work. It's the bottom line. And I don't want to piss anyone off, but I think sometimes we need a reality check. Do you want more money? Do you want more sales? Well, you've got to figure out all the minutia and get in there and try to understand. And it's a puzzle. And yeah, it's a difficult puzzle. I haven't figured it out, but I can draw some conclusions. Now, you tend to draw conclusions like the whole geolocation thing. It's funny. There's people that said, I think you're onto something. I see the whole geolocation every time I leave. I don't know. Maybe, again, it's the amount of time that we spend with our store. If we're not at home, we're probably not making offers to watchers. We're probably not replying to messages in a timely manner. We're probably not listing as much as we would if we were home. So it's no surprise that while you're gone, you're probably not getting as many sales, and it may be due to a lack of impressions. I don't know. Or it could be variance. Again, 10 sales out of 40,000 impressions isn't a lot. And you're relying on a little bit of luck too. Let's be real. So we have Keith still first. He's always here early. He gets a jump on us though, so it's like late at night for him, so he can just kind of hang out. I did get the notification a little bit early as well today. Pico says, Jenna, hope your birthday was all you hoped for and more.
My birthday was good.
Well, that makes me feel good. Yeah. That reaction. That's awesome.
John made it a nice day. So that was nice. But it's not what I hope for. What I hope for is really unattainable at the moment. It's just to have all my children with me.
We got Snoopy Collectors with us. And we got Thomas S. is with us. Duncan says nothing but crickets and cicada babies. Hit the like for your free iNet. But he does have a real question, though. How many returns have you had these past few days? A few. We've received a few. It's more of the receiving of the returns that people opened a request for like a month ago or so. Mm-hmm. So, knock on wood, not a lot of new requests. So, and I'm fine with it anyway. Things are going to happen. It's the side effects of making sales. If you don't get return requests, if you don't make sales, you're not going to get return requests, right? So if they said to you, look, we're going to really ramp up your sales, but it's going to involve you accepting returns and, dealing with returns, I think most of us would be, okay, I'm fine with that. Thomas S. says, business is good here. 175 items sold in 19 days.
Nice.
Got a bad feedback today, however, trying to get that washed away. It's going to happen. And you know what? Because of the auto positive feedback that eBay is now doing for the inactive buyers that buy our items and never come back to leave feedback, I think the negative feedback to me doesn't matter as nearly as much as it used to. It's the importance of feedback at all is just not even on my radar. Um, I'm more in tune now with my traffic reports than I am with my feedback. Thomas says, John, when is the next members only live? So we did the members only on the 7th. I guess we could
do another one this week.
We could try it on Wednesday if you guys are down for it. Didn't really have plans, but we can make it happen if that's what you guys want. We like to do a deep dive into stores and stuff. We can do other things as well. It's your time. So once we get everyone on board we'll do it Wednesday 3 p.m. 6 Eastern, and wherever you guys want to do, we'll do. Mike Metco says, hi, John and Jen and FA family. I don't think eBay has our best interest in mind. They know the platform is the biggest, and losing a seller is not a concern from them. That said, not going anywhere. He also goes on to say it's best to work within what they provide for us and not get emotionally wrapped up in it.
Yes.
Yes, it's always a good idea to keep your emotions at the door when you're dealing with business. I mean, anywhere from dealing with your buyers that have attitudes or they go on the offensive when something's not right, or eBay, just the garbage that eBay wants to throw at us. Now, as far as best individually, our best interests in mind, no, eBay can care less about your, how you end up at the end of the year. If you make it reselling good, if not, there's other people that are going to be there to replace you.
You kind of remind me of, big corporations. If you work in a real job, and the big, businesses like where we used to work, they don't care about you. They honestly don't. They can replace you in a heartbeat and won't skip any nights of sleep. So it's just like every other corporation that you work for. They don't care about you. You're just a little peon, and they're just going to continue to do what they want.
Yep. And, it's not like, I'm sure back like 20 years ago, you probably could have called eBay and said, look, I'm having a bad run with my health. Haven't been able to pay much attention to my account. I've racked up some defects on my account, and it's something that, I need you guys' help with. Can you just cut me some slack and remove those defects? And they probably would have considered doing that for you, as like a one-time courtesy thing. Now, forget it. That ain't happening. Now they have bots that AI that they put into place that is designed to replace the humans. And anyone who's dealt with AI knows that AI is smart, book smart, but has relatively no common sense. And in its current form, AI isn't ready yet to replace a human being when it comes to making decisions about someone's business, in my opinion. I'll give you an example. This is what happened to us today. Woke up this morning, got this thing. Let me get this off the screen. Got this thing. It says these are some little these shears that I picked. They came with something, and instead of including it with the item, I decided to sell it separately for like $12. So we listed this thing. We got this listing violates our item description policy. So I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't make any sense. So if I go to the item description in question, well, that's it. It has the title. This is probably one of my skimpiest item descriptions. It just says micro shear flush up to 18 AWG electronics jewelry manufacturing. That's it. Little blurb about our payment, shipping, and disclaimer where I have in all my listings. And it doesn't.
There's not much to talk about. I mean,
it doesn't say anything about it. So it's saying something about how I need to update the item description. Now, I can tell you what we did what I did was I went and did some of these screenshots that I showed you. I ran it by AI, and AI is like, okay, it could be that maybe you had this listed in the wrong category. And so change the category and then go and dispute it, which is what I did. I changed the category to one that actually was, I feel like hand tools, cutting tools, whatever it was. And I then went in and said, I don't know what your AI is doing here, but I
Bad
didn't violate.
typos. Wait a minute.
Huh?
Go to that thing again.
What did I typo something? Hold on, which one? On the that or the? Oops, hold on. That or that?
Well, you first of all, you spelled electronics wrong.
Electronics. Uh oh. Electronics. Uh oh. But that can't be it, really. I don't think that's it. Good catch though, but
Yeah,
that can't be. Look, how did I violate an item description policy with that?
yeah.
I mean, I think if anything, I would flag myself because I violated my own item description policy because this is like lacking big time. Why I didn't run this listing by AI to develop a more robust keyword rich item description is beyond me, and I failed as a result. But nonetheless, I shouldn't be triggering any item description policy. So we'll see what they say. But that's an example of where a bot has used its lack of common sense. These AI LLM, they're not they're not trained to have common um, what is it? Language model, something language model. You're gonna put me on the spot like that.
Well, if you're gonna throw them out there, you should know
Well,
what they
I
mean.
know it. I know what it is. I mean, I didn't know I was gonna get.
I don't know what that means. So maybe somebody in the audience
Okay,
doesn't
so
know what
it
means.
is a large language model. So LLM, large language model.
Okay.
The first part of the acronym I didn't get. I'm sorry, but these AI tools aren't yet ready, in my opinion, to replace people yet. And these companies are so ambitious to say, okay, let's replace, but all they're doing is replacing their knowledge, and they're probably more knowledgeable as a result. But the common sense, there's no empathy with AI. There is no the reasoning is there sometimes, but not all the time. And I think they're relying on the reasoning to be in place when we all know that AI's reasoning is shot. I mean, if that's an example I just showed you.
Reasoning. There's no
Not yet, but
AI.
there should be. It should be okay. If this is
you
the policy,
say it should be, but it's going to be.
But this is what eBay's
day.
expecting, though. eBay is saying, okay, we're going to replace humans with these bots. Okay, so now here's your policy, and here's your listing, and so now tell me if it violates policies. And now we've seen AI hallucinate. I don't know if you've seen AI hallucinate. I have.
Explained it.
Okay, so it can say, oh, wow, this is like a violation of whatever. And you didn't do anything wrong, but you're getting a mark for it. And, so do we trust AI? I guess you can ask in this question of, do you trust eBay? Because, again, they're turning the keys over to AI, and it ain't even ready yet.
Yeah, I just don't think it's... If you don't have a 100% fail safe with AI, it's what am I trying to say? I don't think that AI
checks and balances
is that far along in its working for the public. It's not far enough along yet. I think it's going to come a long way, and it's going to get even more advanced and more scary, but I think it's here to stay, and it's not going anywhere, and it's just going to get better and better. Better being the, could be better, could be depending on for what it is.
Yeah,
how you're using it.
I just think that AI is good, but it isn't ready to take over yet. And eBay, it's almost like eBay is like, oh, okay, they can take over all these jobs to monitor things when it isn't doing it properly. And maybe it works 75% of the time, but it's not right that you have something that's not working 25% of the time and causing problems like the one I just showed you. And every time that, it's my opinion that that was on my second account, by the way, on our secondary account. It's my opinion that when you get things that happen like that, it pushes your account health down, and now your account health is part of the equation
I think
when
that's
getting
why
more impressions.
my sales on that store this weekend have been
Not great.
very good at
40
all.
$50
I
days.
mean, I think I had how many sales? I think it was 6.
Wasn't great.
No.
Wasn't great.
And that's, aside from the one day, I think it was actually in December where I had 0 sales, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of that's our second. I don't put a lot of stock into the performance of the second store because again, we're selling low ticket items. We're selling just clearance stuff there, stuff that doesn't cut the mustard on the main store. So I don't expect a lot of action there, but I do expect. And I didn't. I should have run a report for impressions on there to see if there is a depression in impressions or a lowering of impressions as a result of this. But that's, I guess, that's something I'll have to do at a later time. Keith says Bonanza is a waste of time, and they also kick in a lot of fees after 20.
Because you need to read this.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Thomas says I have been fed up. I processed everything to Bonanza last night. I hear Duncan's crickets.
Don't get your hopes up with Bonanza.
Okay, Bonanza before it got bad, it was okay. Like the beginning of 2024. We added some items to Bonanza, and we actually our whole store to Bonanza, and it's quick. They got a tool to do it. It doesn't take a third-party program to do it. And we noticed that we were getting like a sale every month. It was like, okay, I can handle a sale on my main account, $75 ASP every month. It's additional $75 that, I may or may not have had if I'd left, just kept it up on eBay, maybe eventually, but maybe not. I mean, there's some off the wall things that we're selling on a Bonanza. So I thought, okay, this is kind of cool. And then it just died. And this is kind of around the time they decided to do their own little version of promoted listings where, sponsors. And so I did the whole thing with I did like the 3% store thing that they had because I knew what would happen if you don't promote when platforms come calling you to promote. I played the game and sales died for like 6 months. We didn't get a sale. So it's like, this is just a waste. Yeah. And the reason why I didn't leave it there is because there's no app with Bonanza that would notify me that, oh, you got a sale, you got a question. And you guys knew that watched the show for, when I was selling on Bonanza, that there'd been many times the subject of Bonanza would come up and I would be like, oh, crap, I haven't checked my Bonanza in weeks. And I'd go and check and, oh, I got a sale 5 days ago. I better ship it out, right? It's like, no,
they're very lackluster. If you thought eBay was bad, you'll be absolutely in love with eBay after you get done using Bonanza, because it is just a waste.
Well, I mean, if you think it's bad from a fee standpoint, I mean, yeah, I guess Bonanza's better than eBay when it comes to fees. But then again, it just shows you the difference between the two platforms. Who gets the most traffic? eBay. Okay. So I would compare eBay as the promoted lister seller versus the same seller in the same category that doesn't promote. It's that difference in performance. I mean, what good is a fee that you promise to pay Bonanza if there's no item being sold?
Right.
So if that means I'm paying more in fees to get the job done, then look, I'm just interested in making money by churning product. I'm not emotionally invested in the product, and like I'm getting possibly more shower shitters coming soon. It's not like I want them, but I know what they, people are going to have a need for them. And if I can get them at the right price point and I can make X amount of profit when it's all said and done, then I guess I'm buying more of those things.
Yeah, we'd be lucky if we had one sale every 3 months. It's just, it's a waste of time. I know you don't have to do all the different things in Bonanza like you do on, like, say, Posh or Mercari or even eBay, but it's like, it's just a very broken
until they get an app. they decide to actually I mean, how hard is
I
it to
just
get?
feel like they're not serious.
How hard is it for them to get an app, a functional app over there, to where I can put it on my phone? If I get a sale, I get a notification. I don't want to play this game to where I'm now, and maybe it could be that a couple times. I mean, it did take a few days to get it sent because I just didn't know I had a sale. I don't operate my eBay business like that, and I don't want to operate any sales on Bonanza like that. Thomas was being sarcastic, but it's still, I mean, some people do have success.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to check Bonanza every morning either.
I think Beard had more success than we did, and I don't know that he had a whole lot of success either.
Got Derek W. Pat says, hello, FA fam. Hope everyone had a great weekend.
Hello,
yes.
Derek.
I mean, better is great to me. So anytime I can have better performance than the weekends before, then hey, we started off a little rough.
I mean, we always start off rough in the first 2 weeks of January. I feel like right now is the time when we're going to actually, it's gonna start to be normalized again.
Thomas says, I hit the like button and eBay removed the negative feedback. There you go.
Woo! We'll take that as a win.
Now, you might have traded your sale for that. So I don't know. We'll see if you get a sale. But
I still wish you a sale.
We can only promise so much on this program. Duncan says, having suppliers send you stuff is a real time saver.
I'm sure.
Thomas says Duncan is ordering KFC by the pallets.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, now that your wife is gone,
yes.
What are you gonna do with yourself? You're gonna be so KFC'd out.
Maybe I'll have to order KFC in your honor tonight.
No.
Pink G says, hello everyone. Nice to see you.
Hello.
And we got Roadrunner reruns.
Roadrunner reruns. I love that.
Finally, might make a live. Just joined last month. Have learned so much from both of you. Well, thank you. Awesome.
Well, welcome. We're so glad to have you here. I love your name too, by the way.
You know, my goal is to try to stay as relevant as I can. That's been the biggest struggle, you know, talking about this on Primo's show. It's like, how do you get content that hasn't been just played over and over and over again? You know, we have 500 videos ish, not counting the lives. And it's like after a while, it's like, what can you talk about that hasn't been discussed? But I don't know.
Well, I feel like the reselling business, it's the same overall in the gist of what we're trying to do with it. But I think it's ever changing as far as what's popular and what's going to sell best and I think it's still relevant to talk about. I mean, because we're sitting over here doing the same thing over and over again.
And things change too. Policies change and stuff. I'm sure if you were to watch a video that I made 4 or 5 years ago, it's probably going to be loaded with stuff that's like not a thing anymore. So maybe
it'd be quite humorous to watch, actually.
But thanks for being here, Roadrunner Reruns, and thank you for being a member. We love that.
I'm never gonna remember that name, but I really like it.
I'll remember it now that you said that.
Very creative.
What is that?
Roadrunner.
What is that in the profile pic? Is that
I can't tell what that is.
Like a Coke can or something?
No,
I don't know. Shopping with Cheryl says, good evening, all of you beautiful people.
Hello,
nice
Cheryl.
to see you, Cheryl.
And I wanted to thank Primo and Spam. They sent us a message because they missed the announcement that we were not going to be live on Friday, and so they were in a panic sending us messages, and so I want to thank you for caring.
Who?
Spam.
Who?
Bridget.
Oh, Snap. Yes. Primo and Snap.
I don't know this joke, but anyway, thank you so much for caring.
The joke is that she's been using this voice command on her phone to take photos, and she's been telling it, snap, 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 snap.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Instead of pushing the buttons.
I didn't know that you could do that.
It's under the disability features or whatever.
Okay.
So
I guess that's useful for someone who has.
So her new nickname is Snap.
Okay.
It just makes more sense than Spam. I think you just gotta own it. That's all.
No, she's still Spam to me.
But what were we saying? The Friday messages though, I was receiving in our little group message thing from Profit Playbook Podcast Sorry, Duncan. And he was like verbatim, like texting what I said in my video that morning that we weren't going to have the live. And we're like, what's wrong with James? He's on
Oh.
one. I don't know if he had to have been you. It might have been one of those Fridays where he was drinking.
He says to me, I think he's drinking. I think he is
something's up.
into the liquor.
I never said that because I wasn't around
you.
Did I say that?
Yes.
When?
You said.
I did not.
I think he's drinking. I can't really tell. He's not his normal self.
I think he's on something.
Yeah.
Gail says, hello, John, Jenna, and FA family. Happy cold Monday. 12 degrees.
Yeah. It's very cold here. You may not think so, but I think so.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with the look. I had cold when we were we crashed in the trailer on Friday night. There's these trailers that you can rent instead of the cottages. They only have the trailers, and so Buddy had the bedroom on the end. I had this area where I guess you'd put kids. It's like 4 bunks, and we didn't know how to put the heater on. Yeah, it had like that big of a mattress and it's wood underneath, and it was absolute torture. Which is why I came home Saturday night and didn't stay till Sunday morning.
You always come home Saturday.
And it was damn cold in there with that little thin blanket I brought, and the little thermostat wasn't working properly.
I was worried that you were gonna get cold, but
yeah, well, it's my problem, I guess. Duncan says, did anyone say KFC?
Nope. Nobody said it.
Let's see. Keith's number 1, and Kevin Hawthorne.
Hello, Kevin.
I'm not sure if he's moved. He's somewhere, I'd say, in Florida. If I had to guess, he's still in Florida.
You don't have to say it every time.
I'm going to say it every time because he says good evening every time. Ping G says, if you did list the condition, I would simply reply that the condition is in the listing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I would say, well, it depends on my mood, whether I'm sarcastic or not. But yeah, I would say something to the effect of the condition is as it's stated in the description.
Yeah, this is why you don't answer customer questions, because we want to get your emotions out of it.
I don't have emotions like that towards those things. I do. I take it back. I take it back. I don't like lazy people that do not do the research first.
Welcome to half the world. Now what? You should have known that from Amtrak.
No,
you had people
know that.
Oh, I want to take the train from California to Hawaii. How much? Hello. There is no train to Hawaii.
Let me give you the freaking phone number to American Airlines.
Yeah. Or I got the 1-800-USA part. Can you give me the rest of it for rail for their phone number? It's like it's on your phone. Hello?
That phone number will never leave my mind.
Callie Deb says, hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Nice to see you.
Happy Monday.
Keith says, you need to take it, Duncan, home. Come on. What did I say? You got to treat that crown with some importance as KFC.
Oh.
Okay. But you have the crown now, Keith. So
I know.
Gail says, great day here in Nebraska to stay inside.
Yes.
Too cold to do it. Or I'll just add that to
You can do it!
to that. Joshua Hill says, hola. Nice to see you.
Hello, and Henri Squaw.
Yeah, we did say hi to Henri Squaw. Yeah, you were just too busy with what you had to say.
Talking?
You were talking.
Oh.
Ping G says, happy Monday, John and Jen in the chat.
Happy Monday.
Andy Reno says, what's going on, FA family? Lee, I hope everyone is doing well and keeping warm. 7 degrees here, down to 3.
Oh.
And you're complaining about it being cold.
That hurts my bones.
You're complaining about it being cold.
I mean, I was watching a video on like different very cold places in the world. It was like a documentary, and it was very it doesn't get warm where this place was, and I could never live there. Never.
So Thomas says FedEx may be off today too. I know UPS is off, and
actually no, our FedEx comes every holiday with the exception of Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, this says that it's part of their 2016 schedule. So it says shipping schedule. It says that there's modified service. The freight is open. The FedEx office is open. I don't know.
I'm sure
I don't
they
know.
will come, but we don't have anything for them.
Mike Seller says, greetings from the deep freeze.
Oh no! I hope you guys all have heaters
Joe
that
Samard
are working.
says, howdy, Jen and John. Nice to see you,
Hello,
Joe.
Joe.
And Cheryl says, Jenna, I hope the new year of you is doing great or going great.
Yes, thank you.
There's Spam and there's
Spam!
Todd. Callie Debs, so we already said hi. And then
Hi,
Thomas S. says,
Todd.
last time I got involved with the poll, I made $300 in tips. That's awesome. We got Rudy. Rudy L 908 says, kind of trust them because it's a business, but resellers don't look at it from the point of view of a business. They look at it from the POV of a flipper. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Let me ask you, if you, not just you got it, Rudy. There's other people that don't have this, and that is, if you removed your emotions entirely from your business, it's either black or it's white, and you just operated your business that way. It either needs to be done or it doesn't have to be, and you remove all the emotions from the customer service to the things that you have to do. How much better would your business be? I'm willing to bet that that would be the first key to transforming your business overnight, is just changing your mindset. Duncan says, I never look at views. I often get 0 views, items sold. Mm-hmm. Well, see, what's going to happen if you dig deeper, and one thing that I noticed is with like the whole traffic report that I didn't even get into with you guys. Let me remove this remark there. If you start getting into like you click on that listing views, you'll see that you could get some external. See that the teal that's on the top? It's kind of hard to see. I
find it weird how we have way more externals right here.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about. So, and maybe bring it through you guys. So look, all these days you have some teal, very small, and someone can click in from Google, say, that's your offsite external, and it's not going to be counted as an eBay view because that was never an eBay view. eBay can't take credit for that view, and so therefore it's going to be an external. That's one thing that could happen. You got a sale without it having a view. Now, ever since adding the coupon, look what's happened. So Google's indexed my listing with the lower price coupon, and look at the number of external views that I'm getting as compared to before. So I wanted to show you guys that because I think there's something to it, guys. It's much more than, okay, I'm giving someone 5, 10, 15, 20% off of the sale. I really do think it's attractive to Google. It's attractive to placement in eBay search, because my impressions are up, my views are up. If you look at the number of views, simply they're up. I can't explain other than what I did, which was add my coupon. And I had the markdown sale running up until about here, and then I missed like 2 days. I didn't implement it till like Monday night.
But why would a coupon give you more views?
Because
or external views. What is because there's a coupon? I don't know.
Maybe because it's part of the coding of the listing that is now sent to Google. Google sees it, and it's affecting the price. I don't know. This is a question that I have for everyone out there. To me, it can't be a coincidence. I mean, at no point in this 30-day period have I had more than a sliver of external views, and now it's getting a lot more. How could that be? And so here we are. It's like on the video I made this morning. I'm formulating my conclusions because eBay won't explain this to us, so we have to kind of figure out what's happening. And I want to know what's happening. I want more of that. So how do I continue that trend? If it's not the coupon, what did I do? Is there something more I can do to keep boosting that? And I think if we're in our reports, if we're in our traffic reports, and we're seeing these kind of things happen after we do something else, we can then form our own opinion if coupons are good or not. Markdown sales are worth our time. So I don't know. It's just something to think about. Joe Samard says, after the new promoted went onto effect, my generic sales still are about 70% promoted to 30% organic. And hey, I mean, this last week, I made a case for, heck, if you go back to this, half of my items the last week, or the last few days at least, looks like it's, at least my views are organic, because the dark blue is organic and the teal is external. This particular day, I had more organic and external than I did promoted. Same there. So hey, I'll take it. I don't know what it all means. Maybe you guys can help me with that. John M says, "Hey John M here, still laid up in nursing home with the broken ankle, healing, and working hard to walk again, so I can one day get back to eBay. About 6 weeks or so before I can even go home."
Yeah.
Well, I'm very fortunate because I almost joined you in that. At golf on Saturday, the last hole, and we were playing like a little team event, the four of us, right? So it's really important. I hit my ball up onto a little frickin' mountainside, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go find that ball, and I'm like, ooh, I see it up there. I went, climbed the damn mountain. I found it. I hit it into play. I don't know how I did that.
From there,
I just punched it out into play into the fairway, and I was then, how the hell am I going to get down? So I started to slowly go down. My feet started to slip out from under me. And then the 21-year-old version of me decided, instead of falling on your ass at this point, let's just run the hell down this mountain. And I ran, and I felt at one point my ankle twist a little bit.
Oh my God.
And I got down the bottom, and I can't believe I made it standing up. I was like, I cannot believe I just didn't break my leg.
You never told me that.
Yeah, it was stupid.
And
but
were the guys laughing at you?
Just like, why the hell did you do that? You know, because it's like you're not a spring chicken anymore.
No.
Lower Your Heating Bill says, what is this about arrests? eBay employees, eBay has new leadership. So I don't have the link to the video. There's a video actually. If you go and look up, I believe it's Ina and David, Ina Steiner, Steiner. And they have a site called e-commerce bites where they put out news. I don't know why my watch is talking to me. They put out news about eBay and reselling in general. eBay didn't like them being critical in some of their articles about eBay, and so they started doing things, sending them like things in the mail, and like sending Ina a book on living life. I don't know the name of the book, but something about like living life after the death of your husband, coping with life after your husband's gone. Just stuff like that, cryptic stuff, and then following them around, and it got worse and worse and worse.
Wow.
So that's kind of what happened in retaliation. That's kind of the long story short. There's a lot more to it than that.
Didn't they do something about a pig head?
They said like, I think a pig head. I think they sent like a box of like insects or spiders or roaches or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't have the whole article, but it was horrible.
Flip out.
So it's like all unnecessary stuff. This has all happened. People got arrested at eBay.
This was years ago. It's not anything recent.
Yeah, like 2020, 2019, I think.
Yeah.
KC New York says, hi, John and Jenna. Beautiful turquoise pieces, Jenna.
Thank you. Haven't been able to find anything to wear this with, so I just said, forget it. I don't care. I'll just wear it anyway.
Pink says, I don't look at my views either. And then there's nothing wrong with being a hobby seller. There's nothing wrong with being a hobbyist. This is what I enjoy doing. Look, maybe you have a major source of income that's coming in. This is just secondary. Look, I don't know if I'm going to be like business minded when I get to, where I have money coming in from railroad retirement. When that's coming in, I'm probably going to just get into hobbyist mode where I list what I like, or, what I want, when I want, how I want. And whatever I make is just going to supplement my income. There's nothing wrong with that. But if we are really wanting business results, we have to start. And I'm not saying look at it every day. Look at it every so often. Look at it once a month. See how you compare to the previous 30 days. Travis in Dallas says they don't care about the sellers, period. They care about shareholders because that determines if the CEO keeps his job. They will use and abuse sellers as long as they can get away with it. Yeah.
Yep.
And they will do what they can get away with. It's sort of like the whole thing with the Steiners. They were doing what they thought they were going to get away with it.
Yeah.
And thank God they were caught, because can you imagine if that went unchecked, how many other people would actually have to deal with that nonsense? Yeah. Into Flip it says, I do not trust impressions because we don't know how, where that impression is being presented. Is it at the end of a carousel at the very bottom of the page that is basically a useless impression? But if we're following, it's sort of like, I was thinking about this, sort of like playing Monopoly without the rule book, right? The card says, do not pass go, do not collect $200. I can recall many arguments as a kid saying, no, I get $200. No, you don't. The card says you don't get $200 for pass and go. You go right to jail. Now, in this case, you click on impressions and it tells you what is going on here. An impression counts when a link to your listing appears on eBay and the buyer is only one click away from your listing. Links may have been shown on a page but not viewed. So if your item is clickable at all for that buyer, whether it's on their phone or on their computer, then that becomes an impression, and eBay sees it as an opportunity. And because it's an opportunity, they count it against you. Rudy says AI is changing things for those that don't know how to do ads and marketing. Those that never were good at marketing and ads were given a bit of a level playing field, but gotta pay. Yeah. And this whole thing that changed on the 13th of January, if it plays out the way everyone thinks it's going to play out, that means more of your listings that are promoted are going to be charged the fee. I just assume that every listing that I have that's promoted is going to be charged that, and it just makes it easier to deal with. Yeah. Jody Triple J Reseller says, hi, John, Jenna, and FA Chat. Little late today, but made it. Still a slow month compared to last January, but getting sales.
Well, hello, Jody. Welcome in.
Thank you for being here. Thomas S. says, did you guys like the season finale of Landman? Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good show.
And I can't wait for the next season.
That's a good show.
Yeah. We didn't even realize it was the last.
It was a little longer than normal. So
finale, but we're eating dinner watching it, and I'm just like, it ended, and I was like, oh no, that was the last one.
Rudy says, small flippers and sellers usually looking at it from transaction to transaction, not long-term revenue and consistent inventory.
Yeah.
And that's the mindset. You got to just look, this sale didn't go great. This buy didn't go great. It's not the end of your world. If you're looking at the long picture, you're looking at the things that you need to do to get there instead of, getting upset about a return. I show emotion. I got called out for why are you so emotional on the live? Why are you showing emotion when you get a return? It's just kind of, it's kind of my fun emotion. I'm just like, oh no, a return. I don't want to deal with that.
Well, it's kind of like a joke now. It's a running joke with our mailman. He'll come and I have a table in our front, where they can leave. It's meant for our Uber Eats deliveries, let's be honest. But when we have a return, our mailman will put it on that table and he'll go, look, I brought you a Christmas present. I don't want them.
So we got Record Crate Adam with us. Nice to see you, Record Crate. Duncan's shipping an order to Taiwan.
Oh, wait, isn't that where your wife went?
No, she went to Indonesia, I thought.
Oh, was it Indonesia?
You know why I remember that is because he likes KFC and it's going to give him indigestion while she's in Indonesia.
Whoa.
And that's how I remember that. Roadrunner Reruns says, trust them less to show my items to most buyers after the change to promoted listings. If everyone promotes, it means nothing except more money for them, not us. Yeah. But that is where I disagree, and that I can care less if eBay gets more money or not. I don't care if they get less money or not. Okay. I'm out to how do I get more money or not. Okay. And if I know that if I take down my promotions in protest, or it's because I don't want eBay to get any more money, I ain't going to get any more money. I promise you that. I'll put everything I own on that. that and I'm not going to do that experiment because I'm not interested in losing revenue for a month. But if I was to go in and take all my promoted listings off, look, my coupon fell off for 3 weeks and I got punished for it. And that's not even promoted listings.
Mm-hmm.
I see it. I showed you the reports that my sales are up. My traffic is up since that little change. There's been many people that have tried to do something like that to take down their promotions because I don't want to pay anymore. And they changed course real quick when they saw their sales numbers fall. So, I can respect why you don't trust them, why you trust them less. But I really, really want to appeal to any serious seller out there that it isn't about how much money you're giving eBay. It can't be if you're serious about your business. It has to be, despite the fact that they're making money.
Yeah.
If they make more money, you make more money. I'm down with that. That's the agreement. Look, you give us more money, we'll give you more money as a result. You do the things that we ask you to do, you're going to make more money. Sign me up. That has to be the mindset if we're really serious about making this thing work. Tim Carlson says, over the last couple weeks, my sales have severely dropped. Impressions and views allegedly are only slightly less than last month. Last month was my best month ever, so buyers just not buying. Um, you know, a month's full of data. You had no good days. It's more than.
Sorry.
What was that?
It was my
Okay.
lotion.
Okay. Nobody eat beans here. I promise you that. See, you screw up my chain of thought.
Sorry.
So you look at your traffic reports to see patterns, right? But if there's been many times, like I've talked about this before, I couldn't figure it out. How come I had $1,000 day and then the next day I had 0 sales and we had the same traffic? I still look at traffic every so often, especially when I'm trying to figure something like that out. And there's just no answer to it. But if you then think about what is a good day for you, 5 sales in a day is a good day, 10 sales is a good day, and then compare it to the number of impressions. Well, okay. So if you have 40,000 impressions and you make 10 sales, that means 39,990 times people didn't click into your item. 10 of them did. At least 10 of them did, maybe more. That isn't a whole lot. It's the variance there could be wild, if you have that many impressions. So I just think you're just having a bad run, but there's things you can do to improve that situation. Do you have a coupon? Do you have markdown sales? Do you have offers for what? Can people send you offers? A best offer. Are you promoting at all? I've noticed that if you don't promote, there's a big swing in impressions based on just going to 2%, the minimum. There's a big swing going up a couple points on what you decide to promote. So that is where what you want to do is increase those impressions, increase the opportunities, have good stuff, and your items will sell. I think it's as easy as that. Todd says, the items I have that people want sell great. The items I have that people don't want sell poorly. I do not think there is a throttle. But I'm very curious to know what your conversion rate is. But I think you're making the most out of the traffic that eBay does give you. And I promise you this, you may not see a difference in sales, but you will see a difference in traffic if you decided to promote. Rudy says, if you use offsite promoted ads, that puts in things like Google ads, which doesn't spend all your money in a day. My ad spend is 110 a day, but in a week I might spend 250, not 770.
Oh no.
Yeah, what they do is they try to maximize out. So if you have, say, 110 a day, that's in their mind, they say it's almost, what's it, $770 a week. And they could use it up in 4 days, and then the remaining 3 days you have no ad spend.
Yeah,
it's just a hot mess program. I don't like it at all. I mean, if it works for you, then do it. But people right now, I think, are finding that it's just as valuable, and this doesn't cost you anything more, to get optimized listings up on Google versus paying for them. If you can pay for a subpar listing and get, I guess, maybe the same or more exposure, but for the same, for less money, you can spend more time getting your listing optimized. That means a better item description full of keyword rich words that pertain to an item, maybe similar that the buyer would type into their Google search query. Um, Something to try. Chase Bradshaw says, can you withdraw all your money at once on spendable funds that accumulate in sales? I was thinking of using this feature. Yes. From what I understand, there's a feature that, let's say you have $1,000, but only 500 available, but you want to go buy something for $1,000 on eBay. eBay will let you do it. There's been times where the second account on Tuesday, after eBay has sent our available funds to the bank, and then I'm like, oh crap, I got this return that I have to do. I have $200, but it's still pending. It's not available. I'll go on and do the return, and they'll just deduct it from the available funds. It's the same kind of thing. Jane's Jungle Safari says, hi, Jenna, John, and FA family. Nice to see you.
Jane.
Jenna looking fabulous today.
Aw, thank you.
And Melanaze.
I think it's
Melina, Arizona. Melina Z?
Melina.
It could be any one of those things. Maybe you can tell us how to pronounce it. You mentioned that eBay may be putting a cap on our sales. I feel like this is true as well because when eBay makes me a lot of sales, I get slow sales the following day. So I want to clarify because I had people bring this up. The theory is it's that lighthouse, okay? The lighthouse theory where the light is shining, and if it's shining on you, you get all this. You get a bunch of sales, and then the light goes around again, and you get no sales until it comes back on you. But what I'm trying to say is that eBay doesn't control who's buying your item. They just don't populate, auto-populate an NPC, a non-player character to come in and buy your item. Oh, okay, you just made a sale because they want that. They're really out to try to get real people on the platform to buy your item. Mm-hmm. eBay has no control over that. They have control over the traffic number. So what it could be is, and the theory is, if eBay is determined, let's say right now you go out and buy 200 iPhones and you list them, great prices, great listings, great everything. eBay is still going to do everything they can to prevent you from overwhelming yourself and selling all of them overnight. You might sell a good chunk of them, but chances are you're not going to sell all of them overnight. How do they control that? Well, after a certain point, and they've developed a threshold somewhere in the algorithm, this is just the theory, that, we're going to suppress the remaining listings for the day because she sold a ton of them already. We're going to suppress these down in the search. So someone can still find you on page 10 if they're really adamant about finding your item. How many times have you tried to pull up your item and you're like, I can't find my item? Well, I don't know if you're going to spend all the time to look through all the search results, but you're being suppressed. eBay is suppressing your item. They're not preventing a buyer from buying it when they find it. They're simply suppressing your item. And in the terms of service, eBay actually states that they don't have to show our items. It's part of the terms of service that each and every one of us agree to by selling on the platform.
Which is stupid because why else would we want it there?
So I just want to, because so many people are saying my sales are down because eBay is preventing me from making a sale. eBay is not in that business. They are into traffic management. And so it's sort of like waiting on a train. So you're sitting in this traffic and this train is taking a sweet ass time. And until that train's gone past, you ain't moving. And it could be that eBay has sort of managed you behind some kind of a roadblock somehow because of a number of things. Maybe you've shown, there's sellers out there that are like, I don't get sales anymore. Maybe you've shown bad performance with your seller, your health. Maybe that's preventing you from moving forward. So there's so many different factors involved that it would take like 2 hours to go through all of them. And even then, we probably would be only hitting on a part of it, on what's really going on behind the scenes. John Worldwide Weber's with us. And Todd says, so yes, I trust eBay to sell my stuff if I get good stuff to sell. And of course, that's always the biggest factor, is getting good stuff to sell. That's part one. If you miss that, you're behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
Dark Horse says, yes, offer free shipping on some of my smaller items that cost less to ship. Yeah. Mm-hmm. eBay does want you, they do prefer you to do free shipping. They do prefer you to have same day shipping. They do prefer you to have free returns. Not saying that they require it, but any level underneath that is not going to give you as much exposure or impressions as the better feature. So if I went to change right now, if I go into change, well, I already have same day. If I go free returns on everything, which it's not free returns on everything right now, mostly just the auto parts. And if I do, what is that? free shipping on everything, which most of it's calculated, I probably will see a boost in traffic. But, I've determined that I don't want to do those things. Thomas says, this channel is a distraction. I need to list tonight. I'm being mesmerized by the turquoise. Where is your matching set, John? Little nose ring?
Thank you, Thomas.
I don't roll like that.
No.
Dark Horse says, bump my sale price to offset some of offer free shipping on small items. I mean, if that's going to help, then if it's going to fit, if you can make it work for you. There's times I look at an item and going, you know what? Am I better off charging shipping and bringing the initial price down? Or do I just go with the market? Most of the time, most of the people are selling free shipping. Do I play that game? So you have to determine what's going to be best for the item to get it gone. JRKR is with us. Nice to see you, Jen.
Hello, Jen.
And Eric Bressy. Good evening, everyone. Nice cold evening here.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the deal. Eric's a reseller. He's hanging out on Primo's channel today, and he's like, guys, I'm at 900 views. I'm not views, but subscribers. Can you push me out there and get me some more love? So,
is that his?
Yeah,
he has a YouTube channel under that.
Under that name, Eric Bressy, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Go and check out his page, his YouTube channel, and help him get there. So, I'm always for that, trying to help somebody out that's trying. It's the hardest thing is, especially if you're trying to find another revenue stream. It's like, man, just getting up to make that content so that, I can make a few bucks off of my effort, and you don't get paid until you get thousands. Dark Horse says, trust with what overall? Just in general, do you trust the information that you're seeing when you pull up your store? Do you trust that eBay has just, not you, but just sellers' best interest in mind on some level? Now, they did a real hell of a job in showing, at least portraying at eBay Open this last year.
They made you feel good.
But that's part of it. But they not only made us feel good, they showed us, hell, they gave us our money back. Okay, you paid $300 for being here. By the way, we're giving you a gift card to give you your money back. Okay, that's action you're showing us. But you're not showing the other sellers who didn't show up. Okay, well, we're going to do this when it comes to this. We're going to implement that. So they made some cool announcements because they want us to feel better about selling on the platform. I'm 100% sure of it, which is why they were a little disingenuous by not telling us some of the bad news that was going to unfold as soon as we left. There's a couple things that popped off. I forgot exactly what they were. Like, like the negative feedback removal policy when you got a return. That changed. You had no more protection there, right? But they never announced that at eBay Open. Rudy says, I offer free shipping on everything. On occasion, I forget to click free shipping, but aim for 100% free shipping. Just bake it into the price. Sourcing cost, I aim for 50 to 30%. 5 to 30% of original MSRP. And that's helping you. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's helping. My problem that I've noticed when I'm looking at my traffic reports is the conversion rate. I feel like I can get better conversion rates. But the problem is someone sees I have an item for $70, which is lower than the market of, let's say, 80, right? Click on my item. Oh, I'm getting a good deal. They click on buy it now, and they're about to check out, and they're like, why is it 83? Oh, there's shipping on this. And so they probably go, I can go get free shipping for 80 right now somewhere else. Let me click off. And I'm losing a sale because of it. I'm almost positive that's happening. But my sales haven't dropped off enough for me to go through and just wave the white flag and say I'm giving up. If it was killing my sales altogether, then I'd have to reconsider. Yeah. Joshua Hill says, promotions are very important to impressions. I tried so many different rates until I did 15%. Never noticed a continued growth with more followers, more sales, more impressions, organic or not. Yeah, I mean, personally, I draw the line at 10. But, I mean, everyone's got to figure out how much are they going to give back out of your margin. Because every percentage that you give in fees is one less percentage you can take in margin. I don't think, and Dark Horse is saying about getting scammed, I don't think eBay is going to do that.
No.
I don't think they're in the business. What they did to the Steiners was sort of like black ops under the table, like
Yeah.
well, we had nothing to do with that. I'm sure that when
It
it
was a
first went
few
down,
employees that just had ill intentions, and they should pay the price by going to jail.
Dominic Evans says, I have managed to catch it live. It's
Yay!
11:15 here in Wales. Well, nice to see you, Dominic Evans.
Yes.
Jen says, half gone down gradually from 8.5 promoted to 5%, and sales are definitely suffering. Really tempted to go up again because it's really tough. I mean,
what if you just went like 1% more to test the waters?
let's look at this. Let's say a good day to you is like $100 extra. That's probably more than that, but I'm just putting it out there to make it easy. $100 extra in sales when you promote an extra 2%, or is it 3%?
5.
From 5 to, so 3.5% more.
Yeah.
So 3.5% more. So you get $100 extra dollars in sales. Now that's not 100. You still got the normal eBay fees, but if you say that 100 is really like 80, minus 3.5%, so about $76 more in your pocket versus not having anything. Yeah, eBay got more money, but you got more money in your pocket. Now, it may be not as much as you want, but if you look at it from the standpoint that you're making more money, forget how much money eBay's making, okay? That's not your problem. Your problem is to focus on your business. Yeah. And just like, well, I'm not going to buy these boxes because it's more money out of my pocket, but it's beneficial to your business, you buy it. So how is it that a few extra percentage points to help you make those sales again isn't beneficial to your business? I just think it makes so much sense. I hate it.
I mean, I would like to see it if, like, let's say you bumped it to 6% and see if you get any more. Like, keep doing it and adjusting it, but obviously stop at your max. But I'd do something like that.
So we're gonna do this. We're gonna end the poll because we have 123 votes, and it is at a 50-50 split. So half of you don't trust eBay as far as you can throw them, and the other half are like, you know what? Hey, I'm sure if they start messing with our money, then some of you guys would be like, no, I don't trust eBay at all. I mean, they haven't messed with my money. They haven't sent me anything crazy. And look, I have been very critical of eBay. Really, for most of this channel. I mean, there's people that'll say I'm a shill for eBay and all that. That's fine. They haven't sent me any like dead
okay, let's
stuff
not
in the
put
mail.
it in the air.
I have received trash in the mail. I have received old meatballs in the mail. And, did eBay put these college kids up to it? I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, they're eBay college.
No, they're
college
just
kids.
stupid college kids that are. They're just not.
So I don't put that on eBay. I put that on just stupid kids. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Did they have something to do with it?
No.
Dark Horse says, yeah, taking more photos can help. Definitely.
Yeah.
Joshua Hill says, until you find that sweet spot for promotions that are in your margins and you see a clear continued growth, your sales will be held back. Drop to 5% for 2 months. Worst 2 months ever.
Yeah. Do it during a time when it's a little slower for your store anyway. Well,
my only appeal to people is don't drink the eBay Kool-Aid when it comes to suggested rates.
Yeah, never follow that.
Look, they're going to tell you, our research says, right now I go into a listing and they'll say, research says that 65% of the listings that sell in this category are promoted. I mean, this is them trying to persuade you, right? If you have an item that sells just fine without promoted, don't drink the Kool-Aid. You've got to be in tune with what you're selling. But the other Kool-Aid is, you got them saying, we suggest you promote at 15 something percent. And it's like, well, then why does your listing quality report line up with 6% of the top 10% of sellers in this category promoted 6%? So why would I promote at 15 when these guys are doing just fine with 6? That's why we tell you guys to get in tune with your reports. The listing quality report, it's going to give you a better representation of where you need to be than what they're suggesting, which is what they'd like to see. If every seller could be promoting at 15%, man, they'd be raking in a lot of cash.
And I'm curious, Joshua, did you up your percentage since those 2 months were really bad? Have you done anything more with your promoted to help with your sales?
We got Dan Z. Dan Z says, I found from Google searches, prioritize what is in your title. Don't include the little schwas or whatever the hell you call
Yeah,
those
don't do
things.
that.
Really, no, you don't need characters in
Don't put
your.
like weird characters. Don't put emojis. Don't do any of
Save the
that.
space for keywords.
Yes.
You might have some keywords that are 2 to 3 letters, and you might have those extra 3 or 4 letters by removing those characters, so you could throw a keyword that someone might use to find your item in there.
And another thing that I noticed is that in titles, like, okay, so I would like to write a proper sentence, like of the like description of what it is, right? What am I selling? But it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be a complete sentence or anything. It can be, as long as you have the keywords all in there, but you're filling it up as much as possible. Let's say you listed a wedding dress, but it could be used for prom or winter dance, or if you're having trouble filling that space, try to get creative and use a different word that somebody might put in for that description.
And Dan says, did you consider my suggestion of checking your impression from a different computer while you're away? Like when I'm gone at the resort, there's no computer to mess with. It's like my own. I'm lucky to get anything on my phone, but you can do the similar research with just an incognito browser, or a browser you're not signed in with, to see what it's going to say. But also, eBay considers region. So if you're like on the East Coast and you live on the West Coast, or vice versa, and you're not at home, you might be looking for your item, but eBay's not pushing you higher because it's more transit time for that package. So therefore, they're weighting you a little differently than, say, if you did it from across town.
We've been getting a lot more international sales than EIS.
Eric Bressy says the listing quality report tells a bunch. Told me that in order to rank higher, I need a minimum of 6 photos I was uploading to.
Oh yeah, you definitely need more.
They are big on getting your the number of photos, and
sometimes what we used to do, I don't know if you still do this on them, but what we would do is, let's say it's an item that it's got 4 sides, and that's really all you can do. Like, you feel like, oh, okay, that's the whole item. I've got 4 pictures of it. Repeat those 4 pictures again. Add them in, so you now have 8 pictures. It may be of the same thing, but it's got more pictures, even though you're not doing it obviously we can get creative by doing zoom ins and all those things, but what we used to do a while back is we'd have an item that you can't take a lot of pictures of it. There's a front and a back, and that's it. And we would just repeat the pictures back to back.
But now you can do things. See, most people in like trading cards, look, take the front, take the back. Mm-hmm. But maybe, and this sounds ridiculous, but this is what eBay wants you to do. How about take a picture of the corners? I can recall back in the day when I did collect trading cards. This is like when I was a teenager. That was probably the most important aspect of the value of a card. How sharp are the corners of the card? Are there any creases? That's what people want. So if they get that card, maybe it's not graded, so they get that card. They want to know that the corners are pristine, so that when they send them in to what is it? I don't know. Beckett. It's not Beckett anymore. Well, you know what I'm talking about. When you send it in to get graded, you already know that you're expecting a card that could be a 9 or a 10. And by showing the corners, you're just giving that buyer more confidence that they're getting a really good condition card. But that's going to involve more work. But that's what eBay wants you to do. Joshua says, I don't want to do 15%. The sales have drastically increased. I sell trading cards, average price of $250. Since going back to 15%, promotions sales are up 100%, organic 35%. Yeah, they're going to be up. I mean, but see, I almost think that you could have wasted promotions, meaning that you might be promoting at 15%, but your listing quality report says everyone's at 8. Because I don't really recall many categories being higher than 8. So that's the top 10% of sales in that category average 8, for instance. So that means that, yeah, there could be some that are higher than that, but maybe you do just the same with 10%, you know? So it's you got to be in tune with your category, and the listing quality report allows you to get a better idea of what everyone else is doing. Rudy says impressions do and don't matter. It matters because it makes you feel good, which motivates you. It doesn't because you only need one correct person to see and buy your item. But I know one thing. If I had a shop at a mall, I would want the shop that has the most traffic walking through there. If I was like in the corner in the mall somewhere, I knew people, if they're looking for me, they'd find me. But I want people to find me like, oh, let me stop in here. And you do that, you get more opportunities when you have more impressions. That's just the facts. JR Kara says, yeah, I can't go higher than 8.5. That was high enough. And that's your line. Whatever your line is.
And that's fine. I'm just curious to go from like 5 to 6, like to test the waters, do like a 6.1 or even a 5.5 or 6 or something. Just to play with it, to figure out what is your comfort zone, but in the same time, your comfort zone and you're making sales.
Joshua says, over long term, you'll notice more impressions, will be more sales. Your click-through rate might go down. Mine did from 3% to 2%, but sales increased. I mean, look, it's just, there's so much, there's because you have, like, let's say, the difference between traffic of, say, 2% and 3% could be like 20 to 25,000 impressions. And I think we can all agree that most impressions are wasted impressions. We don't know if it's other sellers that are clicking into our items. We don't know if it's just looky-loos that have no intention on buying. They're just passing time by scrolling through eBay. Could be people doing a yard sale, trying to figure out, how many times you've gone to a yard sale, and they go, well, it sells for 30 on eBay. Well, how do you think they got that information? They pulled it up on an eBay search. They have no intention on buying your item. So most impressions are wasted impressions, but you can have days where you have fewer impressions and more sales, more impressions but no sales, and it doesn't make sense. But it's the I keep saying variations, but it's the I had the word earlier and I missed it. But it's just there's no rhyme or reason for it. It's just there's a chance. It's kind of there's luck involved in a way, to where one day you're getting a ton of sales and the next day you're not getting anything.
Yeah, the lighthouse effect.
Rudy says, kind of does, kind of doesn't. If you have 1,000 impressions from 999 people that have no intention of buying, doesn't matter compared to 10 impressions from 9 people ready to buy.
Yeah. True.
Yes, I agree. It ain't easy.
Yay, Derek got a sale. Ka-ching!
Yeah, Derek got a sale. We have a button for that. Duncan says, speaking of birthdays, it's mine on Thursday. Well, happy
your
birthday,
birthday's
Duncan.
on Thursday, so that means for us, your birthday is on Wednesday.
Is that Scott? Beard King Picker? Oh, no, it's Alex. Sorry. That was more of an insider. No, that's Alex. How you doing, Alex?
Hi, Alex.
Biff says, a lot of language over the last few years have led to a lot of misconception. A store being shut off doesn't have much meaning, just something people say and repeat like they know something.
Yes, exactly.
And the word I was looking for earlier was variance. So you could have, there's so much variance involved with one day to the next. It's just hard to say, oh, I got great impressions, therefore should have great sales, and that just doesn't work that way. Yeah. John M says, can we trust them? I honestly don't know. Some things yes, other things no. We kind of have to if you don't want If you don't, then why would anyone sell on eBay?
That's exactly how I feel.
Flip It Good is with
Flip
us.
it good.
Dan says, but because of your YouTube, I had a friend record me opening the package of a $400 return. It was valid, thank God. The only problem with that is it makes you feel like, okay, here's my proof. When you get a return, and like I recorded like this brick that I got out of the box, but eBay doesn't care. There's no place for you to upload a video, and they really don't care. They're gonna probably run it by an AI bot anyway before it gets to a person.
Yeah. But if you are scared of those types of things, I mean, for your own safety and security, I mean, if you want to do something, if you feel that the need is there, just from the vibe that you got from the buyer or what have you, because when we were getting those nasty things in the mail from those college kids, we recorded everything. And we also documented everything. And I went to the postmaster. I went to all kinds of different entities to file complaints and to do all the BS that we had to do. Eventually, those packages stopped, but I don't think it had anything to do with the effort that I put in to safeguard
I think
us.
I got bored. Anissa
well,
says,
they moved on to Kevin.
Yeah. Anissa says, Mom of Two Minis says, what? That is one thing I wish eBay would change. We better get our crap shipped out ASAP, but they get 30 days to even start the shipping back. 14 days is more than enough. I agree with that. But again, we just got to understand that eBay is going to coddle these buyers because they would rather lose a seller than a buyer.
Yeah.
So they're going to coddle them. They're not going to, when they scam us, they're going to slap their hand. They're going to say, okay, don't do it again. Just the way you have, I've accepted a long time. It sucks.
I think you're really far behind.
I am way far behind.
Okay.
I think part of it's because you've been doing a lot more talking on this show. That's good. Biff says, the fact that eBay is a public company means a lot to me. It would be disastrous if they lied about things. I believe they may be inept, but not irresponsible, bad faith operators.
Yes.
Yeah. Keith says, JRKR, in past I have found putting an odd number, most people won't think of it, often gives you the edge. It works with pricing. Like most would say $4.99, try playing with it like $4.96.
Yes.
I mean, you could do like the Costco model. Instead of putting like a little marker of how old the item is, like every 30 days, if you do an end item sell similar kind of routine, instead of saying $49.99, well, it's going to be $49.98. So you know that a 98 item is a 2-month-old item.
Isn't it Walmart that does
it's Costco, I thought. I thought it was Costco or one of those places.
I think Walmart does their like 97.
We got Lenolum's with us. Nice to see you. Power Corrupts is with us.
Hello.
And it's for Duncan. He's proclaimed it item not received.
Over in Australia, it's INR Day.
Rudy says, hey, they do. Making everything about the big corporations doesn't do much to help. 99% of businesses are small business. Yeah. Biff says, external views tank click-through rate on the performance page because external views aren't intentional. Buyers many times, our real click-through rate is on the listing quality report. These are internal clicks and numbers should be higher. We got Bachelor Brad with us.
Hello, Brad.
AI is going to be our downfall. You're probably spot on with that.
Yeah, you're probably.
It's not there. It's not good enough yet.
Right.
It's not good enough to take over the world yet. It can't even reason for itself properly, so it isn't there yet. Eric Bresty says, I've seen big time eBay sellers that have died. Don't think eBay even notices they were alive. Makes you think. You're right. They'll replace those sellers in a minute. Yeah. And guess what? There's software that we have right now that is increasing the size of people's stores, and it's many different companies have it. TreeCat is introducing their own, and guess what? It's going to allow people to start catching up with some of these larger stores and larger sellers. Kenneth Thoros, I think I got that right, says smart sometimes.
Kenneth Oros.
We've got Brett says eBay is the king of resales and you have to abide by the king's rules. eBay has always had my back during any issues with the buyer, protecting me from issues of delivery returns. No problem here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my condolences, my friend.
What happened?
Well, the good news, it's sort of a silver lining thing. His team made it to the AFC Championship, but on the second to last play, their main player, Bo Nix, broke his ankle. So,
Brett, I want to see the baby. Can you send us a picture? I know baby's not baby anymore.
Let's see. You got Devon. I had a
Hi,
shipping issue that
Devon.
cost me a sale. Thanks, eBay. Figure drawing says they should have dinged you for bad typos, but that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just go figure, I guess.
Yeah. That's what happens when you move too fast.
Jenna looks like she's kind of burnt out. Maybe a break is. Are you burnt out?
I don't know if burnout. I just got a lot on my mind. That's all.
We got, and this says you have to be chosen by eBay for them to nice like Julie Casa Chick or Vicky from Katie and Vicky. They are their pets. I like both of them, but they seem to have pets no matter how big or not.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if they find that you're more pro eBay than anything else, they'll be glad to put you in their little promo videos and stuff. You will not see this mug on any promo video because I am probably on their dartboard somewhere in the break room. I am nowhere near being approved for any kind of thing. Here's Brett. Go Broncos. Beat Bills, John. We did lose our quarterback, but we have a bright future for many years to come. In Stiddy, we trust this week. Seahawks versus Broncos or Pats. Either way, it'll be a great game. Yeah, I'll be watching. Good luck. Biff says impressions don't mean that much because you can get impressions from bad listings. The meaningful data starts at page views. But the goal is to initially, how do we get those page views? Not page views, but impressions up, which will in turn, in theory, get more page views up. So the more impressions you get. So if I was to overnight do something to my store, instead of getting 40,000 impressions per day on the main store, I can get 100,000. You got to know that those page views numbers are going to go up a little bit too. It's the same idea that if I am building a store, I have 290 something items in my store now, my main store. If I bring that to 1,000 and I don't cheat to do it, put the same type of items up, naturally the number of sales I make daily are going to go up. That's kind of how I look at it. So the impressions start everything. Let's see. Figure drawing says eBay can be no help sometimes. You're right. If they don't train their people to give a good proper help. Behind the bubble wrap is with us. Says howdy, folks.
Hello.
Andy says, and the title looks like it's a part of electronics and jewelry on that listing. Am I that far behind?
Yeah.
I'm that far behind.
I'm telling you.
Oh well, I just deal with it. We are way far behind. Jeez. In fact, I'm so far behind that YouTube is forcing me to skip now. I scrolled down too much.
Okay.
Kenneth says, I'm not, you saw it. I can't go any higher. Kenneth says it used to be that you could find anything through Google image search, but now it feels like it's getting dumbed down. I don't really use that so much.
Yeah, I don't really use it.
Nissa says, Bonanza was a great place to add my partial perfumes. Now I only have Mercari as an option.
Yeah.
There's Scott making an appearance. You are blessed.
There. Oh, we are blessed.
Jane says, Jenna looking super cute today. Your hair and the turquoise looks great on you.
Aw, thank you, Jane.
Mr. Sadie says Bonanza could be free, and I wouldn't list there right now as things sit.
Yeah, they just sit.
Yes, I hated school. I wasn't a fan of school. Trust me, I wasn't a fan of school. I wish I knew more about the benefits of school, or I understood them.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
Reef the Sea Forever says, that's how Poshmark is for me. I get the sale about every month. It's not my main platform.
Yeah, that's how, currently I don't have anything on Poshmark, but that's how I felt about Poshmark.
Rudy says, wait, but now you're going to say it's lackluster, but turn around and say, well, I got a sale 5 days ago. I better ship it. That's lackluster energy given, which is in turn received. Reef Sea Forever says, the good thing is the past 2 years I was using my eBay profit to buy silver at $30 an ounce, and now it's about $100. Is it over?
Has it gone up again?
Silver. I don't know how many people. Silver price chart. Let's see where it's at. It's at $93.39.
Oh my, almost $100.
Rudy says, no bad excuse. If you're not trying to check, it doesn't list there, and don't talk bad about it because they have what they have and you know about it. I think I missed this conversation somewhere.
I think so too. I think I'm lost.
Yeah, and it might be because this thing skipped on us, and that wasn't me skipping. I'm still way behind, by the way. We had a lot of good conversation. Krillin876 says, why don't you try bringing on some guests for some new ideas? We can. The way OBS Studio operates, I mean, I still have StreamYard, so I guess we can.
You use that as an excuse, but that's...
All right, Krillin, come on the show on Friday. Come and hang out with us.
Yeah,
come and hang out with us.
The software thing, we can easily use the other one.
Come and hang out with us. We'll talk about something. Rudy says you can't go up there listing things, have high expectations of them, knowing they don't have an app. Complain about them not having an app. That's you. Oh, talking about me. Well, here's the deal. I don't have high expectations of Bonanza. No. I never have. I listed on there, and my entire store was ported over there, and we were getting about one sale a month, and I was fine with that. But the moment it went no sales in 6 months, and that's after I joined their little program to boost my store. Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is just a waste of time. And to me, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth the squeeze checking every day to see I have a sale in Bonanza when the answer is probably no? Yeah. For me, it wasn't. And so I'm complaining about them in the sense that they could have done so much better up to this point and taking more market share from eBay and been that platform that people have been asking about. Like, when is eBay going to be replaced with a platform that's more easier to navigate without the problems, and actually a seller friendly platform? Bonanza had all that opportunity to do that, and I think they failed. They dropped the ball. And not having an app, I think they dropped the ball. It has nothing to do with me. That's just me preferring not to sell on a platform that's not going to give me the tools to succeed, and having an app is going to help me not have to think about if I got a sale. I mean, if we had to check every day, let's say you have a low performing account on eBay, maybe you're a hobbyist seller and only have a few items on there. The idea of checking your account every day may not be in the cards. The idea that they're giving you a tool like an app to notify you is, I would still be selling there if they did. Let's see. Beard says, my goal is to watch the same number of John's videos I did last year. So far, so good. What does that even mean?
Shame on you. What a friend.
I know. I feel the love. He even shared the backpack song with Primo just to play. Roadrunner Reruns. Thanks for the name compliments. The image is one of my focused glass art pieces. Fused glass art pieces. Ever since COVID, art's been a hard way to make a living. Yeah. Hence eBay. Yeah. The Steve Boyd says, people get a coupon at the beginning of the year. What's that all about?
Yes, we do.
Well, we set it up. We set up our coupon. I set it up from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. It's a 10% coupon. It's a public coupon that goes into all my listings that are under $100.
No. Are you talking about the coupon for supplies?
We get that every quarter.
Yeah.
Not every year. I think I'm not sure what he's talking about.
I'm not sure either, but...
let's see. Basket Noodles says, what the heck's on John's shirt? Some sort of 50 plus gang logo. That
just goes
Kobe
to
Bryant,
show
Mom. I learned this the last time I
watch basketball.
Craig Wyness says, skimmed what I missed to catch up. Sounds pretty spot. I'll have to watch it from the beginning again after the live. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for being here. We like that. Devon says it's cold in Idaho. Oof. Let's see. Trying to go. I'm gonna have to skip some comments. I know. Yeah. I'm gonna have to skip some comments because this thing's kind of making it hard.
Yeah, we're gonna have to try to stay more on trying to equal what we're currently talking about to the comments. I mean, it's very difficult when there's a lot going on in the chat.
Or just don't read the I don't want to do that. I mean, if that's what you got, maybe we do a poll.
That's not what we're about. What we're about is reading the comments. Maybe we do skip a little, but that's part of what we do. And
Josh is with us. Nice to see you, Josh. Um,
I'm gonna snap on you, John.
huh? What? Where?
Spam.
Snap on you, John. Yeah, that was a while ago. Craig says, 100% correct about employers not caring about workers, Jenna. I saved the last place I worked for a multi-billion-dollar contract. My reward was to falsely accuse the BS, so I quit.
Yeah. I mean, you will. Yeah, we've been through the ringer with a large corporation, so we know, and we're not the only ones.
Reef the Sea Forever says, I got into an argument with the FedEx manager. She said my packaging was dirty. I told her to take my package and stop whining.
Your package was dirty? Like, how does that happen?
What is that considered like having like a
I mean,
different
there is
surface?
sometimes where these packages come in and I'm like, where on earth did this thing come from? Because it's ripped open, it's like the outside of the box has got holes in it and scratches all over, like it's crazy.
Ryan Hess says, yes, my external views have jumped since January 13th. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good thing?
I think that's where ours.
Yeah.
Did
Melanie, okay. I love how you explain the eBay metrics, overview, traffic, sales. I listen to a lot of resellers on YouTube, and I think you're the only one that knows these in and out. Look, I'm still learning myself. I don't know these in and out. I'm just I've taken the dive. Good. I've taken the dive into trying to figure these things out, and it's opened my eyes to the argument that eBay is not stopping us from making sales. Now, they might be stopping your listing for being shown, but those are two different arguments. Biff says, as we take notice of external views, it's important to know that the most recent 3 to 4 days in the graph have bought views. It takes 3 to 4 days for eBay to resolve these. So I guess we'll circle back in a week and see. Now you say eBay has bought views, but what about the extra external views I've been seeing over the last week? Basket says, this is why they change promoted as AI picks up the raised rank within eBay, yet because the sale doesn't come organic, they don't get paid, yet they did raise the rank. So by virtue of being promoted, you're getting a higher rank in even organic search because of that? I don't know. John uses the right metrics. Tribe Time says, I have made no changes, and my organic has also gone up. I think it has more to do with whatever eBay is doing on their end, if all their changes. And look, they tweak things all the time in the background. Again, that's their job. It's no different than us tweaking things within our listings. They're tweaking things in the background as to, what drives traffic more to organic, what drives traffic more to folks that promote, and so forth. Samantha Hunter says, good evening, John. Hello. Jen and chat. Jenna, how are you? Happy belated birthday. Hope it's all you wanted.
Thank you.
Basca says, some rogue eBay employees took out after the Steiners, but at the same time, there is a big problem online of people who pretend to be media yet have zero credentials.
Yeah.
I mean, look, now more than ever, you have independent media. Where people go on, they do videos or they do written work and they report. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes a lot of these big corporations can get caught up into tailoring their stories to fit a narrative because whoever's paying the bills is telling them to do that.
Yeah.
Cheryl says, under my listing views, January 17th, today, external views 2 to 3 times normal. I have no coupons or promotions. Huh. I don't know. Can't explain it.
Yeah.
But look at it more than just one day and see if that continues. Caleb Stone, since the promoted listing change, my external views have skyrocketed also with no coupon or sales event. Sales are still averaging what they've been. Promoted listing views are down since the change.
Yeah.
Let's see. Todd says, funny, my impressions haven't changed one bit since the promoted listings change. I wonder why. I've got to figure that one out. Let me try to figure that out.
That's a mystery.
Reef the Sea Forever says, I would just wish eBay would protect sellers from scammer buyers. They kind of do. I mean, they're better than they used to be.
They don't do a very good job of it.
Power Corrupt's observation, I would for years upgrade shipping once in a while to priority as a perk, but I haven't in a long time lately because USPS pricing is like the Wild West.
Yeah.
Biff says if you record the number of external views from yesterday and then look at the same day in a week, you will see that the external view numbers was corrected. So we'll have to I'll keep an eye out on that.
Yeah.
Alzi Biadis says with the launch of Google's United Commerce Protocol for AI shipping, which eBay didn't sign up for, I've been working on building Shopify store for the past 2 months. Agentic commerce is coming. So that I've always been intrigued by what Josh Galt did last year, I think it was, when he set up his Shopify store and was getting decent sales. So that's always on my radar as something to maybe do if things kind of get funky on eBay. Right now, we're not there yet. Biff says the coupon that I was dealing with was a coincidence. I wish it was that easy. It takes 30 to 60 days for Google to index an item to the point where it might rank in search from what I've researched. I've been told 12 to 48 hours to get the indexing on Google. I think AI told me that, so I guess take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But I mean, the AI that I use, Perplexity AI, it goes in and researches on the internet for information. So,
well, like I said, AI is not there yet.
Craig says I'm testing out promoted small amount at a time, then adding more every few days. But I'm only promoting those with 0 views in the last 30 days or longer. Testing impression increase or junk them. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's a good strategy. 0 promotion for the first month of its life on eBay. If it hasn't sold organically, then do everything you can. Throw the sink at it to get it out of your hair and make some money at the same time. Sutter's Mill says promoting auctions backfires. Ads attracts watchers who drive up the final price, so you pay a higher ad fee on an inflated sale that promotion itself created. I don't do auctions, but I did try doing that when I did, and I didn't really see a whole lot of benefit from promoting an auction. JMart13, what accounting software do you use? It's John.com. It's really I just have it all planned out. Well, now as far as like linking our accounts, like all of our different sales platforms, we use my reseller Genie to keep track of that. But if you're saying, like, it used to be that I'd use we would use GoDaddy bookkeeping, and that would keep track of all of it. I just say, you know what, from the end of January to like the end of March, I'm into data collection mode. Spend an hour a day, messing with that until I have all the data, and then I do my taxes. Just the way I roll. I do it every year. In it to flip, it says eBay has no control over who buys our items, but they have full control over where these impressions are placed. Repeated bad placement will affect sales while still showing your impressions up. Ryan says it's true that some search results appear with the message above stating that they're streamlined in the search results, and you can click the option to show all results, so they do suppress listings. Yes, they do have that's where they control things, is where your listings are shown. Alex Neo says, do you participate in eBay affiliated coupon events? I received an invite. No, just like they won't invite me anywhere on any social media event. They certainly, if they put my store with my channel, they're never going to invite us on that. Basket says free shipping is simply a gag at eBay as sellers incorporate into price versus real free shipping, which is free, an instant line item write-off, aka Walmart staples. Mm-hmm. Power Corrupt says I probably would make thousands teaching new resellers how to build boxes. I'd give away a free box resizer in the workshop.
Oh, win-win. I hate those resizers.
Oh, wait, I didn't see this.
What's
Bermuda
that?
975. Well, thank you for the super chat. Aww. Put on a Dodgers hat. You will make a lot more money.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the super chat. One thing you notice about me is I'm just loyal. If I follow a team that loses, guess what?
Then we'll follow a team that loses.
But it makes it sweeter to know that we didn't pay for it when it happens.
Pay for it?
Yeah, because the Dodgers, I mean, the Dodgers are single-handedly ruining baseball in that they're paying their people so much money and they're deferring every damn contract. In 10 years, I don't know how they're going to pay it all. I guess they're just going to say, we'll get there when we get there. let's see, trying to get to some comments near the bottom. I got, what the hell was that?
That was Dwayne.
Oh no, it's a 702 number tried to call me. Sutter's Mill says desktop versus mobile split. Promoted listings perform 3 to 5 times worse on mobile, where 70% of traffic occurs due to less prominent placement, yet you pay the same rate. Yeah, less real estate to be shown on. We got Mike G says my store started to decline September of last year for the first time since mid 2023. I was up around 30%, but ended 13% up. I knew something was wrong. Switch handling from one day to same, and bam.
Wow.
Telling
That's
you.
awesome. See, sometimes it just takes a little bit of tweaking in specific areas of your business to really make.
I think that could be part of it. It's a little tweak that you made. It's That's making awesome. A difference. It could be the difference between, because remember, it's based on competition. It's so whatever you're doing now boosted you above whoever that you were behind in a lot of your searches. Power Corrupts is trading. Our buyers are crazy. Or probably trading card buyers are crazy. Almost as bad as train buyers when it comes to defects. Yeah.
Trade buyers.
This Basket says, remember the original Shop Safe proposal coming out of Trumpdom? Any listings with the trademark or trademark term used in it result in eBay being fined as a matter of law. I did not know that. Biff says it's so hard to test promoted listing rates in January, and when eBay has implemented major policy updates that could affect glitches, it's even harder to make a judgment call. Yeah. But I'm here to share the data in real time. Wherever that leads my account, I guess. Yeah. Basket says, I know this is fact as my wife's daughter-in-law's father is a wheel at Eastman Kodak. Daughter-in-law's father is a wheel at Eastman Kodak and was there at the White House discussion. Okay. So talking about that.
My wife's daughter-in-law's father. So wouldn't that be your daughter-in-law as well? I'm so
He's gotta make it a little harder to read. I mean, it wouldn't be a normal comment if without that.
Well, maybe he doesn't claim her.
This bill establishes that an electronic commerce platform shall be liable for trademark infringement by a third-party seller of goods that implicate health and safety unless the platform takes certain actions. Okay, there it is. We got, there's Paul Rose. Says, morning, John, Jen, and chat. Just swooped back in from my midnight clock feeding.
No, don't feed.
We'll probably be in
midnight
the velvet.
Is the clock feeding.
We'll probably be the velvet with the lid closed by the time John gets to this. Yeah. Nope, I was pretty quick. And why is Wells Fargo calling me? I don't have Wells Fargo. It's probably, be careful, guys. There's banks or people that are posing as banks scamming and can
I've gotten
screw you up.
Increase in some strange calls lately.
Bass says the problem with Init is that rights holders can make any claims and it's upon seller to prove them wrong. So thankfully, it's not been a big issue for us. Kelly Surf Dude says words are hard.
Words are hard.
They're hard for me sometimes, especially when you're sitting up here talking nonstop for 2 damn hours. It's not easy. YouTube ain't easy. Flipping ain't easy. But hopefully we've covered a lot of stuff to at least make you think about how eBay plays a role in where your items are seen, if they are at all, versus if they're sold. So I would plea to sellers out there to stop thinking of it as eBay stopping you from making sales. Think of it as eBay changing your placement. And the higher, the goal is to get more impressions. And to do that, you want to be as high up on page 1 as possible. And to do that, you have to do all the things that we talk about on this channel. So hopefully you're there with us along the way when we make more videos like the one we did today that kind of give you more enlightenment on
Time
these
to sell collectibles here.
2026, no promotion, first 30 days, run store discount, 30 to 60 day promotion, 2 to 10%, 60, 90 days, 90 days convert to 9.95, 7-day auction end for 30 days, sell similar. Let us know how that works.
Yeah.
So, want to thank you guys for being here with us. I'm not trying to trip anyone up on this whole thing of, whether your impressions, how important they are. I think they are. I think we need to add some importance, at least look at them and consider the data every so often. And I think you got to trust eBay first before we even believe the information we're being seen. And if you don't trust them, then none of these reports mean anything. But figuring all that out is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. Want you guys to have an excellent day. And along with Jaden says, hello, do you have ever had listings that just disappear? Yes, that happens. It's a glitch. It's a known glitch on eBay. That's why you should do inventory every 6 months to make sure that you don't have stuff sitting on your shelf that's not listed. So guys, have a great rest of your week.
Hi,
and we will talk to you here very soon. Take care.
Have a good week, guys. Bye.